What's up, guys? We're going to be jumping right into the tutorial, starting off with our Urban Decay Primer Potion. Using this to prime the eyes, we're going to put it all over the lid, all the way up to the brow bone, inner corner, underneath those lower lashes, everywhere. Then we're going to be taking this cream-colored shade and setting everywhere that we put that primer potion to prevent our shadows from sticking. Going in with this transition shade, and we're going to put this pretty high up in the crease just for more of a smoky, blown-out effect. All the way through the upper crease, the direct crease, and we're going to be concentrating most of the pigment on like the outer corner of the eye. But we're not really bringing it into the outer V, we're just keeping it in that entire crease area and building it up to get the intensity that we want. Now we're going in with this even warmer and darker transition shade, and we're going to basically put this exactly where we put that last shade, except we're going to keep it a little bit lower, a little bit more confined into the crease, and we're also going to push it a little bit more into the outer V. We're starting to build up our depth with this shade. This is kind of what it should look like. Now we're going to go in with this middle, it's in the middle of the palette, almost the exact center shade. It's a really warm brown. We're using this to further intensify the depth of this look. And we're concentrating that completely on the outer V. We're not really bringing it through the crease. Now this is the bottom middle brown shade. It's a little bit deeper than that last shade. And again, exact same spot, a little bit more confined for further depth. Now I am going in with this orange shade. I was trying to withhold myself from doing it, but I couldn't. I needed to warm this look up a lot. So I'm literally just taking that on a fluffy brush and blending it all the way throughout the crease over all the shadows we already did. And now here I'm just taking those darker browns again, just to give back the depth that I kind of took away after putting in that orange shade. Now I'm taking this fairly bright orange, but this is really just going to act as a base shade. We're going to put this all over our lid, and this is just to prevent any skin showing through when we go in with the glitter in a little bit. So this does not have to be perfect. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. glitter primer, and I'm going to place this just with my finger in the exact same place that I put that orange shadow. And then I'm going in with this JCat Beauty glitter and using my finger again just to pat that all over that glitter glue. And I try my best to kind of feather it out and up so that it's not a super harsh line. It kind of ends up being a harsh line in the end anyways, but with all of the liner you can't tell too bad, but it's okay. Now I'm going back in with this peachy transition shade, and I'm kind of feathering that over the glitter edges just to kind of make them not so harsh, you know what I mean? Taking my Stila Stay All Day liquid liner in black, and this is what I'm going to use to create the wing, and I don't show it, but I do use the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper to help crispen up everything and to help with my points. I love this one for the liner itself, but sometimes it doesn't give me the points that I want, so I go in with my Kat Von D one. Just to help me out a little bit. It's always hard to go over glitter with liquid liner. You feel me? I know you do. Now I throw on some mascara, and these are Ardell Double Ups. I believe they are 207s. Super fluffy. Well, at least on my eyes. Now it's time to tackle this face. I am going in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in shade 3.25. It's the only neutral shade that they carry. And I'm not using a primer because they actually recommend not to use a primer with this foundation, and I am an oily skinned person, and I've never had problems with it fading without the use of a primer. So that's really cool. And I've actually noticed this claims to absorb oil and keep it under control, and I completely agree with that. But it does take a little bit of work. Now I'm going with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Light Warm. And I'm going into the high points of the face, under the eyes, bridge of the nose, middle of the forehead, chin, all the usual places, while I gem out, obviously, and blending that out with my Real Technique sponge. It's basically the only way that I can blend out concealer, let's be real. It just makes it look the best, the most flawless. Oh, okay, yeah, get it, girl, go, yeah. Now I'm taking my Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder and setting the entire face with this and a big fluffy face brush. I love this powder. It just looks so good on the skin. Now we are going to do something about these brows, guys. I'm going with my Benefit Ka-Brow. This is in the shade 4. I usually use 4 in the front of the brow and 5 in the tail of the brow, but I was a little bit too lazy and I did not feel like getting up to go get my 5, so I just used 4 and a little bit more pressure, okay? Okay. I'm just going to kind of show you real quick how I do this brow, speed it up. I use tiny little strokes that kind of mimic brow hairs instead of long strokes and like heavy strokes, because that's when they start to look a little bit more like Sharpie brows, but keeping a lighter pressure and lesser amounts of product on the brush and doing tiny little strokes is what's going to help make it look the most like a real brow, as much as we possibly can anyways, because as you can see, I don't have very many brow hairs. And this brush is the Anastasia number 12, I believe. It is my favorite eyebrow brush because it's super fine, but it's not too fine, you know what I mean? Now I'm just cleaning this up with the Urban Decay concealer, just the base of the brow. Don't want to make it look too fake, but I do want to make it look a little bit more clean, you know? Alright, now I'm going with my Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer by Too Faced, and I'm going to start using this to contour the cheeks and the jawline to make it look like I have both, you know? Because I don't really, they're not prominent. And then I am going to go in afterwards with a fluffier face brush, and I'm going to use the same bronzer just to bronze up the face, the cheeks, the hairline, and further bronze up that jawline too. Now I'm using my Kat Von D Lock-It powder and a damp Real Techniques sponge to bake. This is going to make my contour a little bit more clean and a little bit more sharp. Now I'm taking my Opal Highlight by Becca and highlighting the usual parts of the face. Tops of the cheekbones, bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, and above the arch of my eyebrow. And I caked on a few layers because that's just the person that I am. Because, do you see that? Like, beautiful, right? Am I wrong? Also hitting the inner corners of the eyes because this is a beautiful highlight and I couldn't say no to it, so that's where it went. Cleaning off that bakage with a dual fiber brush, and I had to work with it a little bit because it got it a little bit too sharp. Now I'm taking NYX Cinnamon Blush. It's a pretty orange blush, and I'm using a bigger brush to put this on the cheeks so it's not a super like bam in your face orange cheeks, you know? Want to keep it nice and diffused. Now I'm taking ColourPop Mr. Bing liner. This is the collab with Kathleen Lights. It's a warm brown, and I'm going to be tightlining and putting that on my waterline to kind of help tie in the warmth of the lid down onto the lower lash line. Now I'm taking a mix of these two oranges and a smaller blending brush, and I'm just going to completely diffuse that and blow out the lower lash line. And I'm not being too precise with this because I kind of want it to be a little bit more messy. Now I'm taking this darker orange and more of a definer brush and placing this literally right underneath the lower lashes. Now I'm taking the Jordana Best Lash Extreme and I'm just coating the lower lashes. It's also what I used on my upper lashes, which you can't see, so it doesn't really matter. And these are what the eyes look like. Beautiful! Now I'm taking Dose of Colors Liquid Lipstick in Brick. It's a deep, warm red with like a hint of brown almost. I thought it would make this look super fall appropriate, which is, you know, kind of coming up on us real quick, so why not? And that completes this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see. Give this video a thumbs up, and as always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!